Hello and welcome to the Views Club. Today I'm going to show you how to make some tortillas. Oh yeah, fresh flour tortillas, Views style. Get ready because there's a lot of details, and don't forget, please, you guys hear me telling you, check out the description area. If you don't know what the description area is, I'm going to need you to put it in the comments so that I can show you where it's at. Oh yeah. Before I get started showing you the ingredients and the things we need for this recipe, I want to tell you guys that if you're going to use flour, I'm using the gold medal flour. Use the one that you like. But I'm going to tell you this, do not mix brands of flours. Keep your flour. If you're going to use gold medal, use that. If you're going to use your store brand of flour, use that, because when you mix both of them together, I've done it before and it's not pretty. I mean, I still get heat for it. So the other tip I have for you guys is that depending on your region where you live, I live in a desert area where it's very dry. Winter is dry for us as well. So my water portions might not be the same for you. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tell you right now, I used a total of 8.5 cups of water. But for you guys that are starting, I say start with about 7 for the measurements that I have in the description area. And then start adding the rest of the water as you start seeing what the texture looks like I show you guys in the video. So those are my tips for you guys. But please, any questions that you guys start asking me that I feel are important for you guys to know are gonna be in the description area under frequently asked questions. And I think I'm gonna put it in caps so it's easier for you guys to find, okay? So let's go ahead and start cooking. Vámonos.
Ingredient time. You need 5 pounds of flour, 1 tablespoon of salt. I'm going to be using pork lard, also called as manteca. I really like this brand. This is the one that my mom's been using for years. So use your choice of lard, vegetable, whatever you like. Okay guys, you need a big bowl so that you can mix all of this. Your space needs to be cleaned up and ready to use. It's going to be dirty, so I would suggest not to use your best looking clothes. And I'm gonna go ahead and put this in a little bit closer, like I show you guys a recipe, so it can be more details and you guys can kind of see what I'm doing, okay? I really love this angle, but this angle doesn't help you guys achieve or see the consistency of the recipe to how it should be. So let me show you. This is a pound of lard. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna cut it about right here, which is about 3/4 of your lard. Just move this to the side because you're gonna need it. So what you're gonna do here is you're gonna pour in all your flour, and you need a big bowl that fits everything in here, okay? What you wanna do is you wanna add 1 tablespoon of salt, and that's what we're gonna start with. I think that's a safe start for us. With whatever kind of spoon you have, just whisk that salt into the flour. So here's where the fun begins, okay? I really hate how sticky my hands get, but this is the one time where it's worth doing it. So what you want to do is you want to break your lard apart in here, okay? Start breaking it into pieces. And what you're going to do now is you're going to incorporate the flour and press it in like this. So what you want to do is you want to incorporate this lard into the flour. Before we add the hot water, we have to incorporate it into the flour just like that. Press it however you need to. This should take you a max 4 minutes to do, about this part, guys. Just so that you don't have those big chunks of the lard in here. For those of you that are using the vegetable shortening or lard, when you guys are cooking the tortillas, they might look like they're not cooking, like they're not cooking well, or they look very dry, but you're gonna be fine with it because once you warm them up again, it's gonna go back into being a delicious tortilla. But the lard, the pork, manteca lard, that one's gonna allow your tortillas to keep moisturized, shiny, beautiful. How satisfying is that? And once you've already blended the lard in here, you can start
smelling the change in your flour. All right, so we're set. So that took about 4 minutes. I don't feel any chunks. It's all well incorporated. And I suggest before you guys start doing this, make sure you listen to your favorite song. You're gonna make these tortillas and you want them to be delicious. So get yourself happy before you get to this, because this is a lot of work, guys. All right, so what you wanna do in your bowl so that it doesn't overflow, just make a little well right here, kind of like when you're making pizza dough. And if you guys want me to show you how I make pizza dough, let me know down below. It's actually easier than people make it to be. So we have 3 cups of warm water. If you have a baby, the water needs to be about the temperature you would give them the bottle. It's like a lukewarm, not hot, kind of like when you're rising yeast. That temperature has to be very more on the warm side, not hot. But it has to be hot enough to help you melt whatever lard is in your flour. So we're gonna start off pouring in here about 2 cups. 2 cups of water. We're gonna add a little bit at a time, okay? Oh, that feels nice already. Because you kind of have to test out what your flour is doing. Does it want more water? It sure does. Look at all that. It wants all that water. We're going for it. And if you're doing these alone, it's gonna get really dirty. So right here, I live in the desert, guys, so the water content is gonna change for me, but I think 3 cups is a great starting point to show you the consistency that you want, and I'll tell you more about how it feels so that you guys, when you're at that step, you kind of know. Right here, you already know you're gonna need more flour. You see that? We gotta hydrate all this flour. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean my hands a bit and get a little bit more water so that I can tell you guys how much we're adding next. All right, so this flour right now, we added 3 cups of warm water, and I still have a lot left. So what I'm gonna do is we're doing this together, guys, because you know my measurements are not Food Network style. They are intuitive. They are for you that want to cook in your house. And yeah, I do make mistakes often. But I'm gonna go ahead and add 2 more cups of warm water to this. So we're up to 5 cups of water. There we go. So we're up to 7 cups of warm water, and I think that's a good part for me. It's winter. I live in the desert. It's dry, so that's probably why this is taking up so much of the water. And it's flour. I mean, and when you come in and you're mixing it, give it a good squeeze like that, okay? But if you already know how to make tortillas, then you already know what you're doing. Press down. You gotta get involved. All right, so right now I'm feeling my dough. I know what consistency I need. It's gooey. I still have a lot of flour in the corners and the bottom. I'm gonna go up to where right now we're at about 8.5 cups of water. And if it starts looking like it's not working, don't worry, you're gonna be okay. Because the flour is very forgiving. Once you add some water, for the most part, the more you stick your hands in it and massage it and work with it, it's gonna get to the consistency that you need. So I have my mother here helping me for whatever questions I have. I am very spoiled that she does make our tortillas, but her shoulder has been acting up and I'm here making them for us. You see how sticky that is? This is exactly what you want. Look at it. It looks like everything's hydrated in here, and we're getting ready to roll. So mix it around in here for a little bit. It's almost like a feel in your hands, like a suffocating feel to your hands when you're in here, and that's the consistency you need. It's like warm. It's not breathable, like that. That's at this step, that's where you want to be when you've added all your water. Give it a good turn to make sure that you have all the flour from the bottom. Okay, so what you're gonna need right now, and before we get started, I wanna make sure that I said 5 pounds of flour, but you also need extra flour for when we're gonna finish kneading this dough. And also we're gonna need some more flour for when we're making our round tortillas. I'll show you that part, so please pay close attention to this, guys. It's important. Frequently asked questions about this recipe will be answered in the description area. I can't stress how important it is for you guys to read the description area. Okay? All right, so now what we wanna do, you wanna sprinkle some flour right here, okay? And if you're not familiar with baking and cooking and doing all these things, that was about maybe 1/4, a little bit less than 1/4 that I put down on here of flour. And it's go time. Ready? This is a workout. My sister one year got me a bread maker because I had been asking for it, but once I learned how to make bread, there is no way that I can go back to those hand mixers. I'm sure if you have a business that works, but for me right now, this is how we're gonna do it. And if you do it on your hand mixer, I won't be able to help you with feedback because you gotta tell me, hey, I did it by hand, this is where I'm at. And where we're at right now, still sticky, okay? And you gotta get into it. Let me give you guys how I roll. I kind of roll it how I need to do bread. So you're gonna come right here and you're gonna go like that and squeeze. Like this and squeeze. You gotta get into it. The same thing your KitchenAid would do or a mixer, that's what your hands have to do. Push it out, bring it in and press. Bring it in and press. Push it away, bring it in, push it out. I almost feel like I'm coaching you guys through labor, guys. The labors of love. And you'll start seeing that the more you're kneading your dough, the softer it's gonna get. Pick it up a few times and slam it down. Pull it out, in. I really don't know a lot of the cooking lingo, so I wing it on how I speak, and I hope I'm coming through. You guys see how sticky that is right there? You should be okay. You don't want to purposely make it sticky, but if it's doing that naturally, it's fine. It's gonna get better. Whew. Getting soft. squeeze your hands in there like this. We're not ready. You see that sticking to your hands when you squeeze it? You're not ready. Let's keep going. I'm gonna come here from the side so you guys can get the side view on how it goes. Another thing that I do is with my thumbs, I press it in and squeeze. See? Your fist, push it out. You see it's getting less stickier. When you get to about this consistency, this is when I start bringing it in and rolling it out like that. We need a few more minutes. Still sticking, keep it going. If it's sticking to anything, you gotta keep kneading it some more. All right, so right now with the stickiness, it's still sticking to here. My mom just told me to add a little bit more of flour. And I have to have my mom's hands into it because my mom really makes some good tortillas. I'm sure your mom does too, but you know, I think we all say that about our parents. Yeah, a ver.
Una amasadita ya nomás y ya está.
You know, we got the magic hand. And once you add a little bit of the flour right here towards the end, when you're almost ready, you kind of start feeling the difference in it. It kind of gives it that extra coat. And honestly, this was a sprinkle that you put in towards the end. That was it right here. You guys saw that. Wasn't really that much. If you guys sprinkle too much of this, you might mess up the whole process. So a sprinkle like it would be like that. Because then if you mess it up, you're gonna be adding flour, water, and your recipe is done. If you get to the point where you're adding flour, water to your recipe, there's no point in continuing it because you're never gonna find a balance. And I learned that from making pizza dough. There is no perfect way to do this. You just gotta get in there. Another thing I wanted to say to you guys, I always tell you to make it comfortable for your home, but if you made it comfortable for your home to the point where I can't help you because your recipe differs so much, not much I can do, guys. I love you, but there's not much I can do to those responses. It's sticking everywhere, but it's not sticking anywhere but on my middle finger, so let me see if this goes through. Yeah. I don't know why I keep sticking it here. I think I have like some glue something.
Manteca.
Probablemente. All right, we're done. Look at this. We're set. Soft. It feels like, if you've ever felt pizza dough, it's soft like that. Do you see how it's just falling into place? Voy a hacer una bolsa. Bye. Okay, So what you want to do is you want to start bringing it into a little ball, flip it over, tuck them in. However you're going to tuck it in. Everybody has a way of doing it. You got to find your craft. My mother just told me I need to make this ball tighter. So we're gonna pull it over like this and make it as tight as we can. Make it a nice juicy peach. See? All right. Now, do you remember this lard that I told you before? Keep it on the side. Grab a little bit for reference. My spoon, about that much. Warm it up, dilute it, warm it up really good in your hands. Okay? Pat it all the way around. So once you pat it all around, not under, just over the top. If you don't have saran wrap, if you have a clean kitchen towel, you can just lay it over, okay? I'm gonna need 2 pieces. Make it nice and tight so none of the air can come in, okay? We need to seal it because you don't want this to dry up. Keeps it moisturized. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna leave this here for 20 to 30 minutes so that all the ingredients, everything that we did with the flour can incorporate, and it's gonna be ready for us to do our next step. So leave this here for 20 to 30 minutes and I'll see you guys in a second for the next step. The longer you let it set, the more it's gonna get softer. We've been here about, I went 35 minutes, but look at how soft. That's kind of what you want here. Not kind of, that's what we want, a soft dough. So let's get to our next step. You're gonna need something flat where you can put the little tortilla balls in, and this is the one I chose today because it's a nicer looking one. I'm trying to impress you guys. You don't want to see my baking sheets. I need to be clean right now. All right, so this one I let set for about 35 minutes and it's very soft. At this point, I want you to get close to your dough and smell it. Don't put your nose in here, but smell it so that you can engage, so you're familiar with what it's supposed to smell like, so that next time you make it, you know you're on the right track. You're gonna push this in like this, give it 1 pinch here, come with this one, squeeze it, about there. I'm gonna measure and weigh this one to see what we're at so I can give you an idea for those of you that like the details. 79. Come and grab them, Grandma, so I can measure it from yours. Mine's too big. So, and that's about right. Last time when I checked yours, you were at a 56. If you, these are about 56 grams. So stay in there anywhere between 55 and 57 grams for your tortillas. If you don't have, if you can't grasp, I'm gonna show you guys how to continue to do this, but if you can't grasp it, just cut up the pieces and weigh them into 56 grams. And I'll show you guys that when you roll them, that's not gonna make a difference. But this is the way we like to do it. So bring your dough in, and that's too small, way back in. I still struggle doing this, guys, so keep working at it. 46. When my mom comes in here, she looks like an industrial machine popping these things out. See this one? 54. Pretty good. And the thing is that my hands are bigger than my mom's hands, so the size of your hand is gonna kind of mess with you a little bit. 57. Yeah. And you want to pick the parts that are softer to do the little balls in, because if you pick the ones that you're all messed up like I did over here, it's not going to come out as smooth.
This is how you know your masa is ready. When you start seeing little bubbles right here, you know that you have a good hand for these tortillas. Yeah. If you got the bubbles in your tortillas when you're at this part, I'm so proud of you. Because I'm proud of myself right now. When you see the little bubbles, don't pop them like I just did. Keep them there. All right, guys, this is gonna be practice. And I want to make them about the similar size just so that when I put them away, there's space in whether I use a Ziploc bag or whatever container you want, that they're all about the same size and they all fit in the same spot. The scale that I'm using, I found it at Walmart for about 10 bucks, but I'll make sure to look online and put a link for Amazon for you guys, because I know that that's always easier for you guys to find stuff. So these are gonna be regular size tortillas. You're gonna see with this balls that you're gonna have to put the balls to the measurement that you enjoy. These are gonna be the size that you guys see at the pre-made ones at the store. Not the big company ones, the ones where if you guys live in an area where they have Mexican tortillas from your local place, that's about the size you're gonna be getting for these. Okay guys, I'm gonna correct a step that I did. The balls that come out from when you're kneading your dough and making your balls, those first ones need to come out and be lined up in the same spot, because those are the ones you're gonna wanna stretch first. I made a mistake. I just went ham on this. But I'm telling you guys at home, when you're doing this, make sure that the first ones that come out, line them up, so that way you know which ones you're gonna be stretching when you make the round tortilla and you stretch them out. So what you wanna do now is, you wanna get some of the lard on your hand, butter your hands and make sure it's nice and warm, and you're gonna get, I'm gonna start off up here, because I think those are the ones I did first. And you're gonna press in, I don't know if you guys can see that, let me scoot in a little bit. Press it in, and it pushes out. Bring it in. I'm gonna try to do this in slow motion so you guys kind of see what's going on in there. You're gonna get a little flour residue on your counter, it's fine. Set them to the side. And you wanna make sure that you keep your hands very nice and moist, and you pat it on the top of the other ones, because you don't want these to dry up more than mine probably already did. So again, press it in, push it out, curve your finger, you see that? Curve it to bring it in. I'm doing this super slow motion, and if I can do it slow motion on the edit, I will, but gotta push it out, bring it in, and then start in a circular motion. You can't see the wrist, but it's going like that, okay? They're supposed to be nice and soft on and smooth on the top by the time you're done doing them. It's gonna take you some time. If you don't get it done right the first time, don't stress it. Do the best that you can. If you have arthritis, if your hands don't allow you to do it and in this way is not working for you, put it in your hand. Same thing. Make it comfortable for your home. You get some of this stuff right here, you're fine. That's just lard and flour. Don't get scared. I've been enjoying reading your guys' comments. Thank you. You guys are so loving and kind, and I don't know. I'm just so grateful for you guys. I hope you guys are having a lovely day and that you guys are gonna give this a go. It's definitely a date. Set a date for yourself for these because they're gonna take some time. And I don't think it's so much the time, it's like the workout. This is definitely a workout. If you guys make your tortillas different, let me know down below. Put a little smiley face so I know you're not being judgy. But let me know down below if you guys make your tortillas different. And if I insulted you with the way I make them, I don't know what to tell you. You should have clicked out a long time ago. All right, we're almost there. Keep going. Don't quit on me. And mommies, you got babies? This would be a good time to bring them out, calm their energy. I saved a little bit for my baby so they can come and make the small ones. But I just wanted this video to be nice and quiet for you guys because this is a real treat. So shout out to my sister for helping with the soy sauce brothers. All right guys, so what you wanna do is you wanna lather your hands with a lot of lard and seal them on the top. You're gonna see some that start bubbling up. Don't pop them, you want those in there. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna cover them with another plastic or your kitchen cloth, a clean cloth, and we're gonna leave them setting for 10 minutes, okay? They need to soften up just a little bit more since we messed with them so that they can be ready for the cast iron, your pan. I'm gonna show you a variety of that you guys can use while we're waiting for these to rest. Okay guys, if you end up resting these longer than the 10 minutes, what happens is they just keep getting softer. So you should be okay with it. Ta-da! This cast iron, guys, to a lot, it's not gonna look appealing, but it's 43 years old. My great-grandmother gave it to my mother, and you'll see it. It is a grandfathered cast iron. Look, it has a little handle. If you don't have one of these, you can use a cast iron. If you don't have a cast iron, use your pan. Your heat is gonna have a big difference. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna warm this in a medium high because I want it really hot. And once I get it really hot, I'm gonna lower my temperature depending on how my first tortilla turns out. So let's go ahead and put this on a high heat, medium, high heat. Oh, don't worry guys, we're not gonna make the bed right now. We need a cloth, the cloth that you're using to cover it. What you're gonna do is you're gonna get whatever bowl you used, a good size, because when our tortillas come out of the pan, we're just gonna put them in here and then we're gonna cover them, okay? That's how we're gonna do this. Looks like that. This is one of my kitchen cloths. It's a real big one. My mom even decorated it really nice for me. So you need something like that, okay? And if you don't have these, use some paper towels. Make it comfortable for your home. Pay attention to this part, guys, because this was something that I had to learn. So
Se pone la bolita, se aplasta.
You put the little ball on there and you press it down lightly.
Y la aplastas del otro lado.
On both sides with flour. You want to bring it up so they can see it, Mom?
Lo pueden hacer con este al empezar, pero de la forma que se hacen aquí en la casa es esto, aplastando toda la orilla.
Okay.
Press it.
Press it a little bit. A little bit on this side.
Un poquito más.
A little bit more.
There.
So do that. Let me see if I close this light a little bit, guys, because it's not coming in through. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna press the sides like this, right at the edge, right?
Together. Una adelante y otra atrás. Una adelante.
Okay.
Otra. Pero con estos dedos, mira.
With these?
Ya.
So you're gonna put your pinchers and you're gonna press them and pull like this. Gently pull.
Gently pull.
Okay, so 2 fingers Thumb.
Press toda la orilla.
All the edge.
Y con el otro, mira. Ahí le das.
How's that, Mom?
Yeah, good.
Yeah. Look at, it's not perfect, guys. It's not, but there's places in Mexico where, because my mom in her good days, she can stretch these without using a roller. And there's in Mexico, they call them tortillas o vaqueras because they make them so stretched that they reach all the way up to the armpit. All right, let's roll this. Press it in, right where we left off. Took me a minute to charge that battery, had to feed my babies. You know, mommy life. All right, so what you're gonna do first with this one, you're gonna roll it and don't press on it too hard, but press it enough to give it pressure. All the way up. Do you see how long that stretches? You're gonna come back down and you're gonna go back up. You want it to stretch probably as long as you're gonna want your tortilla because it's gonna shrink once you pick it up. I know you guys get worked up about things shrinking. It's okay. I think we watch so much perfect television that we expect perfection, and it's not always. You can't really do that. We're human, not machines. See? That one didn't come out. But that's okay. Stretch it out. We're gonna make it work. See. You can stretch it out like this to shape it up how you need it. Okay? Right, pull it all the way out. There we go. It's like a little oval, an eye shape. I guess that's what it makes. If it's sticking like that, all you need to do is add a little bit of flour. And there you go. You're back in business. A little bit of a stretch like this. And you're set. Let's go ahead and do another one. Oh, this rodeo is so slippery. Good one. If you don't have a roller, don't stress out. I'm gonna show you how we used to do it when I was younger. Cause like I told you, when my mom was young, she would do this by hand. But when we wanted to help her out, she would bring out a bottle, clean it up. It'll take you a little bit longer.
Same concept. Anything around that it's gonna help you roll. And if you guys do this, I'm curious to know what you guys use to roll it with. I actually like this better. It's making it easier for me. You're gonna notice that when you're doing it, you get little folds in there. You're gonna be okay. You're okay with a little bit of a fold. Don't make a big one, just slightly. When they do wrinkle a bit, you're okay with that. If you guys are wondering, am I a professional at making tortillas? The answer is no. It is a very tedious job. So if you guys have anybody that gives you freshly made tortillas, definitely buy them flowers. Don't forget them for the holidays because it is hard work. And if there's somebody selling homemade tortillas at the grocery store and they're only charging you like, I don't know what people charge these days for them, try to give them a tip, a little bit extra, guys, because it is back-breaking.
Finger in here, or whatever finger.
Yeah.
Then goes.
But if you can't do that, like you see, it develops a little bit of a crust. But if you can't do that, just sprinkle it. That means you're ready to go. One more time, Mom.
Sale el humo.
You see that steam? Let's do this. All right, guys, you know, I'm making fresh beans. So Claudia is gonna be really happy. Say hello.
Hola.
Hola.
Buenas tardes.
If you have too much flour around your tortilla, you get more of the darker burn on here. But I'm gonna show you guys right now what happens when your pan is too hot. You might turn yellow on the sides, but your tortillas are still good. They get a little bit of a smoke to them. Oop. Ooh. And you don't want to cook these too much right now because when you warm your tortillas up, you don't want to cook them too much because when you're warming them up, then they're going to be really dry and they're just going to be like really tough. So cook them enough to where they're cooked and then you can put them away. But if you're going to eat them right now, make sure you cook them exactly how you want. Okay, before you put it on here, what you're going to do is you're going to give it a slight stretch with your hands. Be gentle. Act like this is your baby because you made this. Be very caring. Okay, put all the love you can into your tortilla. So what you're going to do now is you're going to go from north to south and drop them down. Drop it like it's hot. I know some of you want to dance just because I said that, so go ahead. And drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. You're only going to need to flip this tortilla twice. You want to wait for the bubbles. You want to get in close on the bubbles for me, Cloud? Mm-hmm. You see those bubbles? You want those bubbles right now. How old do you think this comal is? It's 43 years old. No way. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna flip it. You see all that beauty? When your pan's really hot, you get some of the yellow spots and that's just smoking it. Now you can press your bubbles down when you do that initial flip. And then I had a little bit of extra flour on my stuff, so you're gonna get a little bit of the flour, burnt flour there, and you should be okay. I'm gonna flip it to show you guys how it's already done. So come and join me over here because this is important for anybody that is passionate about making tortillas. If I don't show you guys this step, I'm gonna get so much heat. So here it goes. This is the second flip we had. You wanna put your tortillas in a row where the ones were the original way you placed it down. Okay? So that way they're all uniform with the bubbles on the top.
Cool? All right, let's go do another one. All right, I'm stretching it north to south. Del norte al sur. All right, so this is about 22 seconds and we're gonna flip it over. But when you flip it over, it's gonna take you half the amount of time to cook that other side. You can keep the bubbles, but I like pressing mine down because it's fun. You know, you gotta have fun in this kitchen. I like cooking, so. See how it's cooked? Let's go put it over. Come on. Remember what side you're putting it down. Uniform. Woo! Yeah.
Let's taste these tortillas. I have them in here. You're gonna seal them like this, okay? But stay around for the tip because I'm gonna show you guys how I put them in my Ziploc bags, and it's quick and easy because if you put them one by one, you're wasting your time, okay? So vamos a probar una tortilla. Guys, I want you guys, if you make these tortillas, please smell your tortilla before you eat it. I don't even care if you get all your boogers in your nose. Smell it. It's gonna make a difference when you eat this tortilla, especially because you work so hard. I work so hard. This is good. Usually I put the butter in there, sprinkle salt, butter, sprinkle some sugar for the kids, cinnamon, and you're set. I can probably just, if you've had fresh tortillas, you can scarf these down in like 2 seconds, but you guys know, or if you don't know, I mukbang, so I like to eat. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right guys, let me finish chewing real quick. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me on this recipe. You guys have been asking me for it, and I'm just happy that my mom was able to help us so that I can give it to you guys. Please take care of the recipe, make it comfortable for your home, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye. Adios. Tips: nobody's gonna help you clean your kitchen. They're gonna eat your tortillas and go straight to sleep. These are the only Ziploc bags I have, so we're gonna make do and make it comfortable for my home. If you have the ones that the ones that clip, what do you call those? A Ziploc? A zipper? No, it's like the ones where you go, you know, something like that. Okay, never mind. Cloud's not being playful right now. So what you're gonna do with your tortillas, you're gonna grab them and you're gonna fold them in half like this, okay? Like a big burrito, and they should be soft enough. If they're not soft enough and they crack, you cook them too much. A burrito or a taco, girl? Hay un taco. Girl, I've been making tortillas. Que Dios te bendiga, mija. Amen, girl. So you're gonna put them in here like this. And then you're gonna spread them out. All right, and then you're gonna adjust them nicely, because I mean I can only do so much with the air view. Quizás, you're ready. Put them away. You're gonna sell them with love, and do your thing. I hope you enjoyed the Views tortillas, and that was my tip to you. Now go and indulge, go get your ingredients, and yeah, let's do this. You're not gonna regret it. Oh yeah, make sure that before you zip it all the way, you take out all the air from in here. All right guys, you're gonna ask me, how long do the tortillas last? If your tortillas last longer than the week in the refrigerator, then you didn't do a good job. Like, these things are like hotcakes. They're gonna sell. Everybody in your family is gonna wanna eat them. And if you like fresh tortillas, the smell, just everything. But they really do keep for a long time. I say 3 weeks, if not more, to be honest, because we're using lard, and that helps seal in everything, and there's nothing that's really gonna spoil in here. I think you're good for a very long time. So If you decide to run a scientific method here or scientific study, come back and let me know in the comments how long they lasted for you. Okay?